This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
Good morning. The time right now is 4:27 on our Friday. I'm Lauren Casey. Thanks for joining us on Good Morning Indiana. Let's take a look at some of our top stories today before we get into the show, starting with the latest COVID-19 numbers. These are from the State Health Department. Again, we get these numbers updated each day around the noon hour. So here's the latest of what we have. We have new cases reported, 523. That's a bit of a jump from previous days. We're also learning that there was more than 12,000 people tested. So that was about a 7,000 test increase. So that could be part of that, but we'll continue to look into that more for you. The death rate, the new deaths at 9, so that's around what's been the past week or so. You can see on our screen right now the total deaths and the total number of people tested in the Hoosier State. Our positivity rate there, 9.8, that continues to decline here in the state of Indiana as these weeks go on. So we aren't seeing any new spikes in terms of that. So that is good news. We'll continue to follow the latest on the coronavirus and keep you posted. We do have some changes today in the weather department. So for that, I want to go over to Todd Clausen. Todd, the last 2 days have been just perfect out there, but you've been warning us that things are taking a turn today.
Yeah, I wish we could take yesterday's weather and Wednesday's weather and make it Saturday and Sunday for the weekend. Unfortunately, that is not going to happen, Lauren. And you can see those changes already starting to occur. Look at the temperatures running a little bit warmer than it has been the past few mornings when we've gotten down into the 50s and low 60s. We're sitting at 70 right now in Muncie, 63 in Kokomo. Indy's at 67 degrees, so we're already warmer temperature-wise. It's a little more muggy as well. And Storm Team Radar right now is nice and quiet in the center of your screen. But as we work our way through the middle half of the day and the warm front pushes through, there will be the opportunity for a few spotty storms throughout the day today. Nothing widespread. And I think it's more the middle of the day compared to the afternoon hours. I guess I should say the noon hour is what I mean by the middle of day compared to mid-afternoon, because by the afternoon hours, once that front is through, hazy sunshine, very warm conditions and high temperatures today that get up to right around 90 degrees. So that's a change as well, running a little bit warmer. But tomorrow's really the day that we bring in the scattered showers and thunderstorms. More on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Todd, thank you. We do want to talk about an overnight crash. We were at the scene here. 2 people killed on the southwest side of town. This is on Kentucky Avenue, a little near Mariplex Parkway. We're told that 2 people here died in a wreck. Police telling us speed was a factor. The vehicle lost control. People inside were thrown from the vehicle and announced deceased at the scene. So we'll continue to follow this for a while. We had Kentucky Avenue closed, but it looks like things are back open at this hour. Something else to tell you about, our Kelsey Anderson is going to be breaking this down for us throughout the morning. We do have another major interstate closure. This is westbound lanes of I-70 from downtown to the west side. All the details on that coming up.
This is Good Morning Indiana, working for you.
I think that is the scariest thing about this virus. It spreads before you even know you have it.
A COVID-19 outbreak forcing employees at the Tyson meat plant in Cass County off the job. This morning, why plant workers say new safety procedures still aren't enough. Plus, for months, Call 6 Investigates has been looking into the issue of discipline disparity in schools. Now at 4:30, the plan to fix the problem in central Indiana's largest school district.
The best thing we can offer a child is a place where they feel like they belong.
A West Side community has plans for a safe place for youth and teens. This morning, how you can help bring their blueprints to life. Before we get to those top stories today, I want to thank you for joining us on Good Morning Indiana. It is finally Friday. I'm Lauren Casey. Todd Clausen is joining me from his home this morning. Todd, good morning to you. We know we have some changes in the forecast to expect today.
Yeah, Lauren, good morning to you and happy Friday. Temperatures are warm already across central Indiana this morning. Look at some of these numbers hovering right around 72 degrees in Sullivan right now, Lauren, at this hour. 68 in Bloomington, 69 in Terre Haute, 70 is the current temperature in Muncie. And the warmer air is already starting to work its way in. Not only is the air warmer, it's going to trend a lot more humid as well as we work our way throughout the course of the morning hour. 68 in Martinsville and Bloomington right now, at 63 in Lafayette. Now, skies are mainly clear right now, but the clouds are already starting to increase. And as I expand out, you'll notice a little line of broken showers and thunderstorms across parts of Illinois. There's not a whole lot there right now, But that is the warm front that is going to work its way through the area. And I am expecting a few isolated showers and storms across the area by about the noon hour. And then once that front goes through, we just kind of get into that hazy sunshine with the warm temperatures and a high eventually to right around 90 degrees. So the rain chance today is pretty isolated as far as a time frame goes, and that's again right around the noon hour. So don't cancel any outdoor plans that you have, but just know there'll be some storms around the noon hour, which will be on an isolated basis. And then the issue for the day today is going to be the heat and humidity. We'll talk more about that and look ahead to your weekend forecast, which could be stormy at times, coming up in just a few minutes. Lauren.
All right, Todd, thank you. Let's take a look right now at traffic. This is over to our west, I-70, a little west of Lyndhurst Drive. Traffic moving in the eastbound direction is traveling up to speed, but the westbound direction is now closed. That change went into effect about 30 minutes ago. We know that westbound lanes of I-70 are closed between the south split all the way over to Ronald Reagan Parkway. So keep that in mind. That closure will last for about a month, so towards the end of July. So you'll need to plan ahead. Meridian Street exit, though, getting into the downtown area past the south split, that does remain open. So that is good news if that's part of your commute. You can take I-65 southbound to 465 westbound and then reconnect over in that direction, so to get to the west side, or maybe take some side streets if that's part of your commute, and we'll continue to keep you updated. We do want to take a look right now on the north side, I-465. This is a look near Michigan Road where traffic is traveling up to speed. No crashes out there to slow you down at this early hour. New from overnight, a crash on the city's southwest side leaves 2 people dead. The crash happened around 1:15 this morning on Kentucky Avenue, just north of Ameriplex Parkway. Officers at the scene tell RTV6 that a vehicle was traveling northbound on Kentucky at a high rate of speed, lost control. Both people inside the vehicle were thrown from the vehicle and died at the scene. We do have an update this morning on how COVID-19 is impacting Indiana. The State Department of Health is reporting 523 new COVID-19 cases. That's 242 more cases than were reported on Wednesday. The exact reason for this increase is unclear, but a look at the new number of testing on Thursday, nearly 12,400 people were tested. That's almost 7,000 more people than were tested on Wednesday. The state also confirms 9 new COVID-19 deaths. Since the pandemic began, nearly 2,400 Hoosiers have died from the coronavirus. It appears COVID-19 information that Call 6 has been asking for since April will not be made public. The state says it will not release the specific numbers of deaths or cases at individual nursing homes and will not say which nursing homes have had an outbreak in cases. On Wednesday, the governor and state health commissioner rejected requests from the Senate Democrats to collect and publish nursing home deaths, cases, and have that broken down by facility. The state says that it's tracking the information, but it feels it is adequate to provide the information only to families with loved ones in nursing homes. This morning, 1 month after executives with Tyson Foods talked to RTV6 about the coronavirus safety measures inside the Logansport plant, an employee there is now calling on the company to do more.
But we need help from the government and the companies. No one should have to get seriously ill or die, not when they can be protected.
Dennis Medborn works at the Logansport plant. He spoke publicly at a news conference with his union, UFCW. He feels safety precautions to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in the facility were made too late to have an impact. In early May, a different Tyson employee shared his concerns with RTV6 after hundreds of his co-workers tested positive for the virus. A couple of weeks after that, company officials shared this video with us showing some of the extra measures being taken to protect employees, including temperature checks, break room sanitation efforts, and on-site medical screenings. Medborn says more can be done.
It's been a dark few months. I think that is the scariest thing about this virus. It spreads before you even know you have it, and so much is still unknown. There are still people in the plant that are at risk of getting it, which means there are still people coming into work every day in fear.
Well, the Tyson plant in Logansport closed from April 25th to May 10th while the company tested all of its employees and instituted new procedures. Nearly 900 of the facility's 2,200 employees were infected with COVID-19. Tyson released a lengthy statement saying in part, quote, "Since we worked with the health officials to conduct facility-wide testing of our Logansport plant back in April, we've seen a significant improvement. We are aware of no positive cases of any team member currently working in our facility. Any team member who has tested positive positive will remain on sick leave until they've satisfied official health requirements for return to work, and we currently have very few cases. You can read the full statement from Tyson right now. It's on the RTV6 mobile app. At 4:36 this morning, many people are struggling in different ways because of the pandemic. Support will be available later today at a drive-through resource fair held here in Indianapolis. Tables and booths will be set up in the parking lot at Martin University from 2 to 5. You can get free face coverings, school supplies, health screenings, food counseling information, and more. Organizers want people to know that city and community services are still available.
Our community has been in their homes for several months now. COVID, everything's reopening. So we're trying to get all our community members information and just giving them the resources and showing them that we care as organizations here in the community for their life.
This fair is free and it's open to all. No registration is required. Again, it's this afternoon at Martin University parking lot from 2 until 5 p.m. The number of people filing for unemployment in Indiana is back on the rise. The latest numbers from the Department of Labor show nearly 32,000 Hoosiers filed first-time claims for unemployment during the most recent week ending June 20th. For perspective, that's more than 8 times the number of unemployment claims typically filed in a week before the COVID-19 pandemic. In the 14 weeks since the pandemic began, about 806,000 Hoosiers have filed for unemployment. For months, Call 6 Investigates Kara Kenny has been digging into the problem of racial inequity and discipline disparity in our schools. In fact, she's found that Indiana ranks 4th highest in the country when it comes to the rate of out-of-school suspensions for Black teens in middle and high school. Black students make up 12% of the state's student population, yet they make up 26% of arrests on school property. Experts say this discipline disparity has lifelong impacts on Black people in our state, and this morning, one IPS commissioner is proposing changes to try and fix the issue. Commissioner Vanita Moore's proposal includes working alongside IPS's superintendent and district leadership to help address the disproportionate suspension and expulsion rates and develop a report and action plan for community review within the next 90 days. This strategy would also require all IPS police officers to attend racial equity training. Moore also wants IPS to launch a district-wide curriculum review to include civil rights education and training for students. Again, this is a proposal. It will likely need approval from the IPS board before moving forward. At 4:39, 1 year after a local veteran reached out to RTV6 for help, a homeowner made a home makeover beyond his wildest dreams has now become a reality.
And I appreciate you looking for a group to help me.
Well, we first met Kevin Grieve last June after doctors diagnosed him with congestive heart failure. He struggled to take care of his own home. At one point, the health department had to get involved, so we searched for veteran outreach groups on Grieve's behalf and connected him with Helping Heroes of America. The organization specializes in yard work and home repairs for vets. In this case, the group went above and beyond the call of duty, renovating and remodeling Grieve's entire home.
We took it all the way down to the studs. We replaced everything from the floors to the walls to the counters to the windows. It's a completely new house. It's so different in there and it's so beautiful that I know like he's just going to be like, oh my gosh. And it's like a fresh start for him.
You know, they come together to help me and I appreciate that. That's a good thing about Hoosiers is we help each other out.
Once a year, Helping Heroes of America takes on a big project for one veteran. Grieve's home was that project. We're really happy for him. Leaders behind a plan to build a safe haven for kids on the southwest side of Indianapolis are looking for financing. Talks of building a new youth center in Mars Hill on the corner of Holt Road and Southern Avenue have been going on since 2017. The center would be a place for different activities, including athletics. Neighbors say transportation and funding often prevent kids from traveling further into Wayne Township, where sports leagues are located. Several elected officials support the project.
Mars Hill is a community of blue-collar, working-class people, and frankly, a lot of them feel like this community has been left behind.
My son got a pep talk from Victor Oladipo because of the Mars Hill Youth Center. We've been to Pacer games because of the Mars Hill Youth Center. It's, and not just at Pacer games, down in the practice arena, practicing on the floor with Boomer, and, so it's been amazing.
The center needs $150,000. For more information about the project, you can go to our website, theindychannel.com.
We've seen a huge upsurge in tenants being unable to, maintain their payments.
The coronavirus pandemic is making it hard for a lot of people to pay their bills. So after the break, how the state's latest assistance program could help get your family back on track. Plus, a group of Indianapolis musicians keep making music despite the lack of sound of a paycheck hitting their bank account. Still to come, the answers they say they deserve from Indianapolis Symphony Management. Todd.
And Lauren, there's a warm front that is sitting just off to our west. You can see the showers and storms moving through Davenport, Iowa, and towards Peoria. This warm front is going to make its way through central Indiana, bringing us a brief opportunity for some thunderstorms as we get closer to the noon hour. But overall, it's a pretty dry day, but it's going to be very hot and humid. We'll talk all about your Friday and into the weekend coming up when Good Morning Indiana continues. The time now is 4:42. Stay with us. We're back in just a couple minutes.
Airing Hoosiers only on RTV6.
Everything has stacked up. They said that they couldn't evict us, but that does not go away. It just stacks up against us.
This morning, the coronavirus pandemic is making it hard for thousands of Hoosiers like Deborah Biller from Monroe County to pay their rent. Now, the state's COVID-19 rental assistance program is providing up to $500 a month for 4 months to help renters like Deborah with those ongoing payments and late fees. The money will go straight to the landlord, and it can be applied to past or current charges or late fees. To be eligible, renters must have lost their job or part of their income due to COVID-19, and they must not have received rental assistance through other programs. Attorneys specializing in renters' rights say the program could help a lot of people. Your landlord also has to agree to participate. Experts say in most cases they will.
The thing that I can see a landlord not willing to participate in is if, number one, if there's a problem tenant and they see this as their opportunity to move the tenant out at some point, or if the tenant has shown a history of not being able to pay or is so far behind, something along those lines.
Well, it's important to note that Marion County residents are not eligible for this program. In Marion County, there is separate assistance program available. This morning, we have information on how to apply for renter's assistance on the RTV6 app. Like a lot of performers, Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra musicians have taken a hit during this pandemic. At the beginning of the month, ISO management furloughed the players for a second time and cut their health insurance despite having a $97 million endowment. This morning, the musicians are playing on despite the struggles they're facing. The players were hoping they wouldn't have to go public with this information. Now they're out of options and they're looking towards the 2020-2021 playing season.
All we want to do is to be able to have talks with the management about how the orchestra comes back safely and in September, and that's all we're after. There's no ulterior motive. We make music, we want to make music.
So we reached out to ISO management several times this week before running this story starting on Tuesday. They were getting a statement ready for us, but we have not received that yet. We'll keep you posted. At 4:47, we want to take a turn right now to our forecast. Todd Clausen is standing by, and Todd, we have a lot of changes people can expect today in the weather department.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of been clear sailing the past couple days with that low humidity, Lauren, and the comfortable temperatures that have been around, but things are going to start to change here. In fact, they already have as the humidity has come up, and also we've been dealing with warmer temperatures this morning. So here are your weather headlines. A spot storm is possible throughout the course of the day today. As far as the storm chances go, they're better this weekend than they are going to be during the day today, but the placement is going to be tough to pinpoint in the storms for the day tomorrow and on Sunday. It's really just going to depend exactly where the front that comes through late tonight, early tomorrow morning sets up. I'll talk more about that for you in just a second. But look at Sullivan, 72 right now, Bloomington 68, 67 in Indianapolis, a little cooler to the north in Peru at 63 degrees, but that's kind of indicating off to the west and southwest that the warmer air is starting to make its way into the area, as is the more humid air. Yesterday, dew points were in the 50s. Notice today They climb up into the mid-60s here throughout the afternoon hours. So that's starting to become uncomfortable across the area. And I do think you'll really start to notice that as we work our way throughout the day. We really virtually had no humidity the past 2 days. That's why we had that bright blue sky. Today it's going to be more in the way of hazy sunshine for us. Let me expand out for you. And I'll point out, obviously you see the big clusters of storms, but if you look pretty close here, and I'll zoom in for you a little bit closer into Illinois, you notice there's a few showers and storms starting to flare up. This is the actual warm front that is going to be working its way through the area during the course of the day today. As this front comes through, which is probably going to be late morning into early afternoon, there will be the opportunity of a quick passing shower, maybe a heavy downpour, and it's going to be spotty. The coverage isn't all that great, but that's our window today of seeing rain. Once that goes through, the afternoon is going to have plenty of hazy sunshine around, and the rain chances are actually going to be fairly small. So don't plan on much in the way of rain today. And by the time we get to the afternoon hours, we're back up to right around 90 degrees for your high temperature. So it turns into a hot day for us. This evening, it's Friday night. You may have plans. There could be a stray shower, but overall, partly cloudy skies, still warm and muggy, with temperatures that will be in the 80s. Now let me fast forward to this evening late as we get into the overnight hours. This is when the cold front is going to start to drop through. And this is going to act as the trigger mechanism for some storms off and on throughout the day tomorrow. So as TrueCast just went through Saturday, you saw that, yes, there's some green, there's some yellow. We're not expecting any severe weather, but there will be some scattered storms around tomorrow. But there will be a lot of dry hours in between. And same thing goes for Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It's just going to be very warm, very muggy, and just generally unsettled across the area. And that's why those storm chances are in the forecast. Looks like we do clear things out, though, by Thursday of next week as the high temperature sticks right around 88 degrees. Lauren?
All right, Todd, thanks so much. Let's take a look right now at our traffic. This is the area where we have that closure, and you can see the barrels out there on the roads. This is near the Capitol Avenue on-ramp here as you're getting onto the interstate. Keep in mind that today, starting this morning, they have closed the westbound lanes of I-70. That's between the South Split and all the way over to the west side near Ronald Reagan Parkway. They do have areas like Meridian Street that remaining open as you're getting into the downtown area. Keep this in mind. It's a month-long closure, and our Kelsey Anderson will have more details coming up throughout the morning. Stick around. We'll be right back after this break.
Make a donation or volunteer today.
Well, from the smell of fresh cut grass to a warm apple pie, different scents can sparkle a little something different inside of each of us. As our Brad Brown shows us, one local shop is giving its customers a chance to use a flicker of creativity to create memories of their own.
Right now, we could all use a moment of serenity. At Penn and Beach, you can find a little bit of your own comfort, one wick at a time.
It's memory and making your space comfortable, ambient lighting. It's warm, it's cozy.
Brianna Doles opened her shop near the corner of College Avenue and Mass Ave a couple years ago. It all started as a hobby, making candles at home.
Some of my friends were even coming down in the basement and customizing their own scented candles. And we started out with 10 oils. Now we're up to, 100, 120.
Penn and Beach features a pour-your-own candle experience. Each guest gets to customize their fragrance, choosing from more than 100 scents.
Scent is a lot of memory. So they'll be like, I want to make mom's favorite perfume, or I was at this hotel in Chicago and I want to make it smell just like that. That's their favorite part.
A variety of shapes and sizes of candles are available. A fresh pour of soy-based wax sets up in a couple of hours. Penn and Beach also offers more than 100 pre-made options. The shops were closed for about 8 weeks this spring, but Brianna says customer demand remains strong.
The community support was amazing. We were having about 20 to 30 orders a day. So we were in the shop fulfilling 2, 3, 4 days a week. That kept us afloat.
And each flicker of the flame can bring a little peace during challenging times.
We had a lot of custom notes on our online orders saying, this is getting me through quarantine. I've learned that when I sit down at the office, I need to create a new space. So they'll light up a candle and it takes them out of their home into a new environment.
Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
All right, thank you as always there, Brad. Awesome place there. Walk and bike past there and never stopped in. So maybe we'll have to do that in the near future. 90 degrees today, spot storm chance possible as we get through the middle half of the morning into the afternoon. So it's a pretty early storm chance, and that's with the warm front coming through. That's why we get to 90 this afternoon. And then the front kind of lingers around in the coming days, and that's going to keep storm chances in the forecast on an isolated basis. No days a complete washout. I think more summer-like storms that come and go throughout the day. 85 Saturday and Sunday, then warmer again as we head into Monday and Tuesday. The time now is 4:57. You're watching Good Morning Indiana right here on RTV6. Stay with us. We're back in just a couple minutes.